Here, I'll let Kyle say this. Why was the first half the way it was defensively?
Same thing as in the week before. I mean, most of our stuff was in zones, and if you don't get to that quarterback, those zones will break down, and he diced us up in that way. I thought we tightened it up and got better there in the second half. Not to take anything away from those two players, I thought they did a real good job, just like they did last week. Um, but it's my hats off to both of them and the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, he played so well early. Stafford threw 50 times, 55 times. That's ridiculous. And eventually kind of cost him. One of his passes was a laser when it shouldn't have been, bounced off the running back for an interception. The other one was a little bit of a lazy pass. The wide receiver didn't fight back to the ball the way that he should have and turned into an interception. But the sack, the 3 and out, some of those things, those were on Stafford. So Stafford was, you could say, elite. He was perfect for the first half. You don't win games through 2 quarters. That's not the way things go. You got to play the whole half. You got to play both halves. You got to play the whole game. And guess what? We had one quarterback that didn't give the ball away at all. And that was Brock Purdy. And so if they're going to turn the ball over, hey, man, Niners going to take care of it. That's just the way it goes. Observe Natural Evolution. What's up, man? He says, the soft coverage adjustments came way too late. C- as a team with the W. We can only get better. Rams. That's funny. I won't read that second part. But yeah, I mean, that's the Niners philosophy. When Steve Wilks came in, we want turnovers. We want to limit big plays. They did that. They limited the big plays. The whole defensive philosophy, the scheme of the whole Niners, everything with Steve Wilks, and this is before Wilks, with Ryans, this is before Ryans, with Saleh. We want teams to have to execute a perfect 15-play drive and no negative plays to score a touchdown. Rams did that 3 times consecutively in the first half. Didn't do it once in the second half. So the Niners are saying, look, even in a game on the road versus a division opponent where a quarterback is playing perfect, that's not enough to beat us because our defense is eventually going to get there and our offense is just going to be steady. We're close to 30 points a game. It's a winning formula. It's a winning formula. Was it a perfect defensive game? No, they had more yards than us, but we didn't turn the ball over. They turned it over twice. And I think that is, one of the big things that are about this. And we did start to blitz a little bit. Eric says our blitzes are nasty. Even the vaunted Stafford couldn't cope. And that's kind of what he's best at. Let's go look at just kind of the numbers. I'm on the wrong team. Here we go. We blitzed 15 times. That's quite a bit. And Stafford, like his MO is, he's one of the best, whatever quarterbacks versus the blitz. Now, both of his interceptions were against 4-man pressure. Neither one of his highest QBR was against the blitz. He had an 81 NFL passer rating against the blitz, a 63 against 4-man pressure. Like the way you beat Stafford's always the same. It's just what it is. Now, if you look at just some of the other things, yeah, he had no turnover worthy plays against the blitz. None whatsoever. And so, man, it's interesting whenever you look at it that way. But the blitzes work because we got a sack with one of the blitzes with Fred Warner. We got some pressures going late, and again, you saw Stafford first half, like calm, cool, collected, smiling, having fun, all that stuff. Everything's working perfect. You go to the fourth quarter, Stafford sweating his rear end off. He's got panic, dumb face. He has dumb face. Let's just be honest. As somebody with dumb face, I could say that. I think that's how the rules go. But like he had dumb face. You tell he was flustered. He was exhausted. He was mad. Like it just wasn't well. First half, cool. But eventually they got there. And I think that's huge. Ed, yeah, we'll talk about CMC. He was incredible. There's no doubt about it. Ed said, I predicted 31-14, was close after watching John Chapman. So, yeah, we were close. We were close. And that stupid field goal at the end, I'm still pissed off about that. No lie about that. That is ridiculous. What's up, Steven? He said, I'm excited to see how Purdy responds after a performance he wasn't happy with. I just finished the offensive thing, I thought he was awesome. Yeah, everybody wants to talk about those 3 misses, but he hit 2 deep balls. He hit 2 of them. He hit the back shoulder fade to Juwan Jennings, and then the awesome right before the half deep pylon throw that was a pass interference that was on the money. So he went 2 of 5, right? That's how I see it. Now, was the Debo one a catch? No, but it was a pass interference in the end zone. So 2 of 5 on the deep ball. I'm cool with that. Could it have been better? Yes. The fact the Niners didn't score 40 points, that is crazy to me with how good Kyle Shanahan schemed up this game. And people want to talk about Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, and Sean McVay came out and did a great game. Not even close to what Kyle Shanahan did. Not even close to what Kyle Shanahan did. That dude was in his bag, man. Shanahan, going for it with 1 second left, was going to go for it for 4th down till they reviewed the play with Ayuk. That dude was slinging them out there, man. Ed, he says, it's not about sacks, it's about productivity from a player. Thank you. Impacting the quarterback. That is huge. Josh, my man, he says from 5% to 30% in terms of blitzing from first to second half. You got to change it up. Look, I know we're talking about not blitzing. I know we're talking about how great Stafford is versus the blitz. I get all those things. We tried that. It didn't work. I remember being on the sideline as an assistant, young in my coaching career, and we had a defensive coordinator that was awesome, man. He good dude and whatever else, and he could beat anybody on the board, and this is your weakness, and we're going to take advantage of you here. And we're getting beat, and we had a really good team. We went deep in the playoffs that year. And he goes to the sideline, and it was like deep in the third quarter, and they kept beating us with the same play. And he had this phrase, and he goes, I can't draw it up any better. At some point, you guys are just going to have to make a play. And I remember, like, I'm a coach, and so, like, I don't express this, but I'm just like, dude, you just got yourself beat. Like, what the hell are you conveying to your kids? One, these are high school kids, right? But this is one of the largest programs in the country, one of the most successful programs in the country. And I'm just like, look, dude, you can draw it on the board, but we're not playing on the board. We're playing on the field with players. You got to adjust, and he wouldn't do it. He was too proud. And he was right. On the board, his system should work. And yeah, you're right. Steve Wilks. I said this in my show. Don't blitz Matthew Stafford. You can't do that. But guess what? What you were doing didn't work. And so do you keep doing the same damn thing? Hell no. You got to change it up. And so you go from, as Josh said, Josh is the man, a 5% blitz rate to a 30% blitz rate. You got to make them uncomfortable. And as soon as Big Fred came at him and hit that dude in the chops, everything changed after that. And that was the difference. Now listen to Big Fred talk about the sack play. And I love this comment from a coach about not supposed to jump. But here's Fred Warner on the sack.
Yeah, it was one that we dialed up there. We were trying to get the line to slide to me. That's why I kind of lined up to the right, and then I'm wrapping around, and I was wide open. The B gap opened up like the Red Sea, and I didn't know whether to jump or not. They always say don't jump, but it worked out.
Yeah, we do. We say don't jump and don't spin. Those are like anybody that coaches defense. Don't jump, don't spin. And then somebody's like, yeah, but Dwight Freeney. Well, Dwight Freeney can mess with some rules because he's a little bit different. Fred Warner can mess with some rules because he's a little bit different. When you're teaching fundamentals, don't leave your feet. Don't turn your back to the ball carrier. Those are very simple coaching, whatever. And so, like, Fred Warner smiling, I know that he had, a high school coach, a college coach, a position coach that always used to scream at him, don't jump, don't leave your feet. And so to make that play, we all have that voice. I mean, mine's Coach Woodall. I remember that back in the day. Castleberry High School, baby. West Side, Fort Worth, Texas. Like, don't do that, Chapman. Yes, sir. Yes, coach. But when you're in the moment and you feel it, sometimes you do it. Now, I'm nowhere near anything that Fred Warner has ever been. I realized that whenever we had him at our draft party and I got to shake his hand, and I was just like, damn, you huge. That's a big old dude. But you got to change things up. I don't give a damn if you win on the board. And your game plan could be perfect. What did Mike Tyson say? Everybody got a plan till you get punched in the mouth. How do you react? Wilks reacted perfectly. Wilks did everything you could have dreamt of. First half, dog poop. Didn't work. So what? You want to feel bad for yourself? No. Go out there, do something different and make plays. You got the 49ers finished the number 1 defense in the NFL last year, and it wasn't even close. And yeah, you got popped in the face. Last year, the Chiefs did it to us, right? He said they did it the whole game. Right now, the 49ers have the number 3 defense in the NFL as far as points allowed. Number 3. Now, there's still 2 more Monday Night Football games, so that could change, whatever else. But you've got the number 3 defense. Guess what? We got the number 3 offense. It's about winning games, figuring those things out. And I think that they are starting to figure out how to win games whenever they're difficult. You won that game. You got out of there. That's huge and pretty healthy. Ayuk will have to wait and see. Ambry Thomas will have to wait and see. But I think we're going to be all right.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.